agree is that business is not easy. So when you set out to do business, you have to be very clear in your mind what is it that you want to do. And having the interest in your business is very, very important. You find that there's usually this thing of thinking that money comes very quickly. You want to do business which quickly, makes you rich. I think, yes, there could be businesses out there that gives you a very good, fast payback, but most businesses which are sustainable require patience. Just like they require patient capital, they also require you to be patient with them, because there are so many factors out there that could be not in your control.
Yes.
You may want to do this, but what happens is not in your control. Yes, I'll give you certain examples of my own experience. I'm into egg production. The market for eggs is a very, very interesting one. You as a supplier or the producer, you do not dictate the price at which your goods are going to be selling at.
Okay.
Market forces are at play. Now, when you are found in such an environment, it means that you need to manage your business in such a way that if prices are low, your cost of production is still at a level where you're not making losses, which could be hard, especially if you are not the one that is producing the feed. Yeah. So if you go to livestock or whoever your supplier is, you're buying feed at a high price, but when you go to the markets to sell your goods, you find that the price is too low. Yeah. So understanding your business and having the interest of being there for your business is not about remote control. You have to become an employee of your business, even if you are the owner.
Okay.
But lessons learned are quite plenty. I'm sure we'll share.
All right, thank you. No, I think that is noted.
Yeah.
Just to jump on to where you're actually very, very skillful, as an accountant. Why is it important, looking at the Zika side of things, why is it important for accountants and practicing finance professionals to register and subscribe to Zika?
First and foremost, you cannot practice as an accountant in this country if you are not a member of Zika.
Okay.
It's against the laws of this country. So if you are out there, you are serving either as an employee and you are not a member of Zika, you call yourself an accountant, you are actually holding out.
Okay.
And you are liable to a criminal offense.
Okay.
So every person who is working in this country or practicing as an accountant must be a member of Zika. The work of an accountant is a noble profession. This is a profession where if I write or help you to prepare your financial statements, I come and audit them and sign off and say these financial statements give a true and fair view. Chances are wherever you take those financial statements, they will be taken as is. Nobody is going to doubt them.
Yes.
So for you to instill that confidence, you need to be in a regulated environment. So if you're practicing as an accountant and you're not a member of Zika, it means that there's no one that is regulating you. We have standards which we follow. There is a code of ethics that we follow. There are ways in which accountants throughout the world do things.
Yes.
So if you are out of that bracket, you are not a member of Zika, it means that you are not even upholding those standards.
Yes.
The quality of the work that you are doing is probably below par. You are probably producing financial statements that do not conform to the standards that are set by the standard setters.
Okay.
So it is a serious offense to work as an accountant or even to practice as an accountant when you're not a member of Zika. So if you're an employer out there, you've employed members of staff that you're calling accountants, yet they are not members of Zika, you are committing an offense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But can you still practice being a student member? Let's say maybe you're partly qualified for a certain course in accounts. Can you actually, but you're a member, but you're a student member, can you actually practice?
Yeah, so we have different membership categories.
Okay.
So a full member is one who is known as an associate.
Okay.
So the time when you register as a member of Zika, they admit you as an associate, you are a full member. After 5 years of continuous membership, you are upgraded to a status of a fellow.
Okay.
So you have associates and fellows. But at the same time, we have members that are referred to as licentiates.
Okay.
And like you say, we also have members that are called students.
Okay.
But an accountant is that one who is an associate
Okay.
or a fellow who is
Okay.
recognized and allowed to practice as an accountant and may even hold a practicing certificate.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's actually very clear. Just to get to the membership. Let's say a member who doesn't pay Zika. Let's say I don't pay Zika membership for quite a while because I'm not employed. Let's say maybe for 5 years. Then what happens? Do I actually need to pay for those 5 years in full, even if I haven't been employed? I haven't been doing
Well,
working.
you have to notify Zika of your current situations, and there are certain exemptions that are extended to members that are having difficulties, because if you do not have the means, you don't have the means, but you have to make known, and we do have certain waivers that could be extended. It's taken on a case-by-case basis. So you could have a waiver whereby Zika does recognize that you would want to be in good standing, but your current situation does not permit you to pay up your subscriptions.
Okay.
Because for you to be recognized as a member in good standing, firstly, you have to pay up your membership fees, which are due by the 1st of each month. Of course, due to economic hardships, we do make an extension that by 31st of March, all members must be paid up.
Okay.
Yeah, remember that it's an institution, which is, the institute is a membership body, so the activities of Zika are actually funded by its members. So if members do not pay those subscription fees, it means that the institute is going to run into financial problems.
Okay. Now, just getting back to, I think the second question that I had, there have been a lot of financial consultancy firms where they do financial books and accounting for a lot of SMEs out there. Does it mean when you're supposed to be a financial consultant, do you have to be a fellow? Can you set up, even as an associate, can you actually set up a financial consultancy firm? Like even establish, say you'll be doing accounts?
Yeah, so for you to offer services to the public, you need to have a practicing certificate.
Okay.
Yes, so your category of membership will enable you to hold that practicing certificate. We have members that do hold a full audit practicing certificate.
Okay.
These are members who can come and audit your books and issue you with an audit report.
Yes.
And then we have another classification of a practicing certificate, which is non-audit. So you can take on assignments that do not require you to do an audit. You probably are helping your clients to prepare their financial statements. Remember, it's not the auditor who comes to prepare financial statements. You as a management
Yes.
must prepare those financial statements, and the auditor will come and review and express an opinion whether they do give a true and fair view. So there are certain members that have got a non-audit practicing certificate, which enables them to do all these other consultancies that could be there, or work that a client might require.
Oh, okay.
They may also even include tax consultancy. We
Yes,
now
yes.
have even a qualification for tax practitioners.
Why, so diploma in taxation?
Yes,
Oh, yes.
we do have a diploma in taxation. We also have a certificate in taxation.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. I've seen Zika working maybe indirectly with government, especially when it comes to fiscal application of probably funds, and also just how the government is setting up its budget. How does Zika help government, perhaps indirectly, in coming up with the national budget?
So one of Zika's primary responsibilities is to be key advisors to government on issues of national economic development. So what we do as Zika is we do make submissions to the national budget. So before the budget is actually consolidated, usually the minister through his ministry will send out a call for submissions.
Okay.
So Zika usually would set up various programs, would call our members to either a workshop where we call for proposals of what we want. We ask our members to give them an opportunity to make submissions of
Yes.
what would they like to see in the budget.
Yes.
And we have a taxation committee that usually runs with this. So we'll take on those submissions, we review them, and certain times you have to discuss and justify, and then we consolidate our position and submit to government.
Okay.
When the budget is announced, we analyze it. We are usually the first institute or organization to comment on the budget. We hold the budget night. Okay. So the very day that the Honorable Minister would address Parliament and present the budget, we'll hold our event, which will discuss and bring out all the salient issues that could be in the budget. So this month end, I think on the 30th of September, we are hoping to hold the budget night where the Honorable Minister is also given an opportunity to address the members and all the guests that are in attendance on the issues that he would have raised. And we also have experts who will have already had a look at the budget and bring out all those issues that we need to be aware of. What are the changes? What are our expectations? Where are the opportunities? Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, Mrs. Zimba, for that information. Actually, I'm very enlightened with that information. Have you heard this? That it's very, very important that, especially for the accountants and people practicing accounts, to be actually members of Zika. I've just seen Zika is actually very flexible, especially for those that haven't been employed for a while, to actually go and actually show proof to say that you haven't actually been working, and they will give you some waivers. You won't be able to pay that 100% membership fee that you are supposed to do. And also, you've seen the role it plays in terms of SMEs promoting SMEs in actually getting just to SMEs. There's just one question that we actually had that I wanted to ask. How does Zika play a role in promoting financial management and literacy to SMEs in the private sector?
Okay, so I wouldn't say Zika would directly hold programs for SMEs, but indirectly we do support the SME industry, because remember, some of our own members are running businesses out there, and we make it a point that we are upskilling our members. Some of our programs are not only limited to members of Zika, we actually open to the public, so we hold quite a lot of workshops, conferences. We talk about topical issues, and it's also interesting to note that a lot of our members are actually offering consultancy, and they do hold trainings, which we also support in publicizing through our own networks. I know one of our very active members who is forever engaging the members of the public, especially SMEs, on how to probably manage your data, you know, how to work in Excel, how to prepare simple books of accounts and all that. So we support indirectly, but in the last like 3-4 years, there is a forum for Zambia women accountants that was formed. Actually, it was formed in 2017. And this forum has been running financial literacy programs, and they don't only focus on SMEs at that level, which you and I may be thinking of. They would go to the grassroots, they would go into the markets, speak to the women out there, teach them basic accounting, and try to just promote literacy, how to save, how to plan for that rainy day, how to have other income streams. So we are actually doing that at different levels.
Yes, especially village banking. I've seen a lot of women. The concept is okay, but I think at some point, I think that's where financial literacy has to come in. I think I noticed at some point it was a savings scheme, but once an accountant approached and said, okay, we can actually be loaning on an interest. You know, I've seen some people are not making it in village banking, but I think it's the way they do it. So, like we've said, that it's very important that such information is given to people in that.
When you talk about village banking, I think the problem that we face is it has been over-commercialized. I think the concept of village banking was meant to empower.
Yes.
But it is like losing, in some cases, it's losing that focus. It's not about making commercial, profits whereby you start charging interest rates that are unattainable and sustainable. The whole idea was a group of people come together with common goals and say, look, we can actually bring our resources together on a monthly basis. We save, and this same money, we start to loan each other loans, which we pay back in such installments at an interest rate of so much. And the whole idea was you all tap into this pool of funds that you have created for yourselves. But now you hear of excessive interest rates, and it's not sustainable. Yeah. The idea is not to over-commercialize.
Exactly.
But I think the basic idea of group savings was to promote empowerment.
Yeah.
There are certain categories of people who would not walk into a bank and be able to access a loan. You know what goes through, what is required, the minimum requirements. A lot of people would not be able to meet those minimum. Yeah. So in the end, let's make our own bank. Let's come together. We've got common interests here. Yeah, we all want to access that money, but then you get defaulters because it's not sustainable to pay some of those interest rates that are going out there.
Okay.
But of course, there are certain members who have this tendency of borrowing and not having the intention of paying back. Or maybe you borrowed but did not use the money for the right purpose, or you just squandered the money.
Consumed it. Yeah. This has been very informative, and both on the accounting side and also as she's been an entrepreneur for a long time. She's actually explained she's running eggs production, and she's actually saying that there's a lot of challenges when it comes to business. The fact that she doesn't even fix the prices, she doesn't fix the feed, but you find that things have changed, and the cost of production is not been covered because of the prices being changed because of the market forces. At this point, we'll just go for a short break and see how we can end the program.
What kind of tomorrow do you want to shape?
How much do you want to change or shape your future?
A better tomorrow requires a qualification that equips you with the necessary skills.
The Chartered Accountant Zambia program is a premier designation with global recognition.
Begin with a CA Certificate in Accountancy program, which is the stepping stone and a building block to a world of opportunities.
The CA Application Advanced Diploma in Accountancy equips you with extensive knowledge and skills in business and core accountancy functions.
The CA Advisory Professional in Accountancy program equips you with advisory skills that enable you to be a competent professional accountant.
Complete your journey with a prestigious Chartered Accountant Zambia designation, which puts you in a position to make a real difference.
It gets better.
Zika sponsors the top CA Zambia graduate to the One Young World Summit for Young Leaders and offers scholarships to the top accountancy graduates from recognized universities.
Become a difference maker. Become a chartered accountant. Find more information at zika.co.zm.
Welcome back to our program again. I'm sure you've learned one or two things, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship and accounting. I'll just further encourage people to go to Zika if they've got questions about membership. Zika is open to everybody, both members, student members, and also the members. And also for those that have never been employed for a while, to understand more of what Zika can come in to help them. So at that note, I think we shall end our program. I'll just ask Mrs. Zimba, as an established entrepreneur, do you have any encouraging words for, the fact that with this CDF and the government decision to make the Ministry of SME, a lot of startups have come up, but obviously they need mentorship. And being an entrepreneur an accountant who understands business, of course, what words of encouragement would you give for this, for our young entrepreneurs and startups?
Okay, so I think when they say patience pays, it is true. I think you need to be very patient and you need to be ready to forgo certain things in making certain sacrifices.
Okay.
The CDF funds you're referring to, the liquidity on the market where we expect it to be easy to access loans and even get loans at reasonable amounts, very good things to happen in an economy, but it calls for discipline.
Yes.
It's not about going to get CDF in order for you to buy that car which you don't have. It's about being deliberate about what it is that you want to achieve
Indeed.
in life and having that goal. Of course, not everything comes the way we plan it. Like I said earlier, certain things are just beyond you. You are not in control of external factors. Right now, we are seeing the economy seems to be on the right path of recovery. We're seeing stability in the local currency. We're seeing inflation is actually dropping. And we're even beginning to see pricing of goods and services going down, which is very good. So this presents to us an opportunity to do that business which we could not do because we thought the cost of setting up is quite high. This is the time to put on paper your business plans. Understand what is it that you want to do, your objectives. How do you want to achieve what you set out to do? Where is your market? And once you get all that in place, you are deliberate about the business you're conducting, you'll find that you will end up being successful. But if you're going into it just because there's like a windfall and you want to access, trust me, you're going to crash.
Okay. Yeah. Indeed, this is when I've noticed a lot of entrepreneurs, exactly what Mrs. Zimba is saying. A lot of entrepreneurs actually focus especially on the virtue of patience and also on the virtue of discipline. It's very, very important in business. Actually, I'm learning from her and many other entrepreneurs that have actually been on the show and even doing different things out there. I just want to thank you, Mrs. Zimba, for your time.
And maybe one more thing which I should say. Certain times we think that hiring an accountant is expensive. I think that you need to look at the value that the accountant is bringing to your business.
Yes.
It is the accountant who is going to prepare for you income and expenditure statements that will make you understand whether your business is making money or not. It is the accountant who will enable you prepare those reports that an investor will probably want to have a look at before they can invest money in your business to expand it, or the bank before they can loan you. It's the same accountant who will prepare those returns for you, which will go to the Zambia Revenue Authority and they will assess you and tell you what kind of tax liabilities you have. So don't shy away from the accountant. We are here to help you.
Indeed, actually bringing on that point is very, very good because initially I was actually supposed to interview one of the SMEs. She's in agro production. I think she opened. We encouraged her to open an account with a bank. She didn't have a bank, but she was doing very well. So to open a bank account. So she opened a bank account and she had to obviously have a taxpayer. So I sent me a message to say that. I sent me a message to say my tax. They have suspended my tax clearance certificate. I told them yes, because obviously the returns are not being done. You shun away from accountants, but they're there to actually help you. So indeed, actually, that is actually practical and it's actually happening out there. On that note, I think we will come to our end of our program, and we just want to thank you all for joining us and pleasant viewing. Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Whether you're laying down foundations for your business or restructuring market goals, it's important to have professionals that you can trust. Chartered accountants are key to business growth to help you bring your ventures to the world. That's why you should make sure you have a CA Zambia on board. CA Zambia is a globally recognized chartered accountancy qualification that ensures our chartered accountants uphold international standards and stay informed on the best accounting practices worldwide. Keep your business growth healthy. Go with a CA Zambia certified accountant. CA Zambia, developing business leaders.